You're watching News Center. Thank you for staying with us. Let's take a look at what's a little bit of politics as well. What's happening in Wiper? And before we have that conversation, let's listen into what was said a couple of days ago. Then that will set the context for this discussion.
Sisi tunaombea Muthama, hiyo hatred anayo iishe. And we shall love him because we are commanded to love him. Until that love conquers him.
I want Honorable Senator Muthama to accept to be under the authority of his party now, because he cannot preach a different message from what the party leader is preaching. We have candidates. Even Mheshimiwa Deputy Governor Kiala, whom he was supporting, has now agreed to work with Mheshimiwa Vinya, and this is the way to go. Kwa hivyo hatutaki watu wanaongea in different tongues over this matter. Yeah? You're either with us or you're not with us. This is a clear message. Yes.
You're either with us or you're not with us. I have Martin Ndati and Martin Law in studio with me. Gentlemen, I was reading today's Standard, and apparently choose between Muthama and I. Kalonzo now tells Raila. And Ndati, let me begin with you. With what you've listened in on the back and forth between Muthama and Kalonzo, is all well in Wiper?
No, it's not. Kalonzo has been trying to reorganize Ukambani politics. You saw he brought in Professor Kibwana in Makueni. You know, Kibwana was in Muungano and gave him a direct ticket in Makueni. Of course, that didn't go very well with Mutula Kalonzo Jr., but some trust was struck. Then in Machakos, he brings in Wavinya, who was in CCU, and she gets the Wiper ticket. Of course, there was the war between Kiala and Wavinya, which now they have settled. And I think they have struck some deal, and Kiala is going to be made the speaker.
What is Kalonzo trying to do?
He is reorganizing Ukambani. You know, in 2013, Muthama and Mutula Kalonzo Jr., Mutula Kalonzo, the late senior, literally dragged Kalonzo to go and work with Raila. You know, the fallout in 2007 was very bitter and acrimonious. You know, divorces are very bad. So I think Kalonzo had not forgiven Raila for what happened. And the two guys with Sami Mumbi, who is the chairman of the Council of Elders in Ukambani, literally dragged Kalonzo that route after he had been abandoned by the G7. So he went there, but reluctantly. Now, there seem to be certain deals which have been struck. And in those deals, I think Muthama was left out. You know, Muthama was sent to the negotiations about the presidential flag bearer to NASA by Wiper. But instead of fighting for the interests of Kalonzo, he was actually the one promoting the interests of Raila. So I think Kalonzo didn't take it very kindly.
He's a very close ally of Raila's.
He is very close. He's actually closer to Raila than to his party boss. So Kalonzo has not been very happy. And there has been thinking. You know, Muthama sees himself as a force in the community. I've sat with him on a show, and he said that Kalonzo is a presidential candidate, but he is not the one who determines where the community goes. Of course, that does not sit very well with his party boss. And you see, he's chickened out. He's not running for Senate. So he makes a very interesting statement that he is supporting Raila for president, but he's not supporting Kalonzo. But Kalonzo and Raila are supposed to be on the same ticket. The same thing that Gideon said. Kanu is supporting Uhuru for president, but they are not supporting William Ruto and Uhuru are on the same ticket.
One and the same thing.
Yeah, they are one and the same thing, you know. So it's very interesting here. And if that issue is not handled very well, one, it will cause a problem in Ukambani. And you see, Kalonzo has given an ultimatum to Raila, that you either choose me or you choose Muthama. But you see, Raila needs both of them. He needs Muthama, he needs Kalonzo. And it's coming at a very wrong time. Those fields are going to cost them. I'm sure the Jubilee guys must be laughing wherever they are, you know. They are having a field day. Because if Muthama walks out, he will go with some support. And even the perception that things are not very good will cause him a problem. Two, Musila, who has been the Wiper chairman, has issues. And for all intents and purposes, he is out of Wiper. He is running as an independent. And those have been key pillars of Kalonzo in Ukambani. So losing those key critical people at this point in time will not be very strategic. So Raila must move with speed and see how does he strike a truce between...
Is it up to Raila or is it up to Kalonzo?
Let's bring up this game to where it is. Because it's not about Wiper, because Wiper is already in NASA. Wiper is already in NASA, so it's about the presidential candidacy of Raila and Kalonzo. How formidable is Ukambani with this feuding between Kalonzo and Muthama? And then Senator Musila on the other side rebelling against Kalonzo. How formidable is Kalonzo's base? Grant Kalonzo that this time round he has tried to rally his troops. Kibudha Kibwana wasn't with him, Wavinya Ndeti wasn't with him, and Charity Ngilu wasn't with him. This time round, all these people are saying, we are with you, and Katuku, Mutua Katuku, and so on. Now, of course, Mutua Katuku, with his small party and the withdrawal of Muthama, Mutua Katuku is about to be the next senator of Machakos. So there is a way in which there is room to galvanize, or indeed the politics of Ukambani are galvanized. What is the problem between Kalonzo and Muthama going to do to Raila? Not to Kalonzo. Kalonzo is on the ticket as a running mate. You see, typical of what Raila enjoys is he enjoys controversy. Now, he is happy to see Muthama fighting with Kalonzo, but it is going to cost him. It's not, none of these guys are going to suffer except him. Because if you had the two of them working together, he cannot say, Kalonzo, you're with me as my running mate, and then he says, okay, I know, Muthama, you don't agree with Kalonzo, but you're coming in a sanctum of my campaign. You're simply undermining
He needs
yourself.
both of them.
Yes.
He needs both of them, but he must understand that he cannot do a divide and rule on them and still get the
So who fixes this, Kalonzo or Raila?
Raila has to fix this. He has to fix this. Remember, Kalonzo is not on the ticket. But he is there as a running mate, and you cannot have a running mate who is being undermined by somebody who you yourself is propelling.
So in other words, Raila should probably talk to Muthama.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has to fix the problem.
Because Muthama is more of a Raila loyalist now. he has very little time for Kalonzo.
And if Raila wants, he can send James Orengo, who is a very good friend.
Yeah, they are very close. And
you guys seem to know a lot about this guy. All right, Martin Andati and Martin Olo, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on News Center this morning. I appreciate your time. And of course, helping us to understand what is happening in the country politically. 76 days to the August 8th general election. Always a pleasure hosting you. And Martin Olo, I hope we'll see more of you on air.